Hey, we're Indigo Down, and this is our second Christmas message. Yeah, I know.
Welcome one, welcome all. I have received a little letter, which is quite strange because they have dropped off a little bit in popularity over the last few weeks. Who knew? And it is from a little lad called Johnny Mitchell, 39, from Reading. Says, "Dear Indigo Down, what has been your biggest influence and made you want to play the guitar, bass, drums, or the voice? Also, could you tell us who you think is the best at what you do, and who you think might be the worst? Who could that be?"
Well, Johnny, that's a very interesting question.
Ah, hello. Sorry, I was just playing some George Formby classics. Do excuse me. I'm a bit drunk. But that's what happens when you're a rock star. And I suppose you're wondering why I'm a rock star. Well, it's all about influences, and my first ever influence, really, that got me into this mess was a man called David Bryan, keyboard player for Bon Jovi. I remember in 1987, I think it was, and I was watching Top of the Pops. Oh, American band, Bon Jovi. And on they came. The camera panned across them. And as they panned across the band, Dave Bryan, the keyboard player, had these ludicrous shades on. As the camera went past him, he just went... And I thought, yeah, him! I want to be him!
My top 5. But obvious one is, of course, Mike Portnoy. He's the most amazing man that ever lived.
Good evening and welcome to Name Martin's Bailey.
Uncle Arthur's horrible lips.
Crispy labia wasps.
Upright hedge parsley.
Brainless idiots.
Hi there. The person that most inspired me to start playing the bass guitar was definitely John Deacon from Queen. Queen were my all-time favourite band growing up, and originally I'd started figuring out piano and keyboard parts to Queen songs. And it was a bit later on that I got a bass guitar and started figuring out the bass parts that I really came to appreciate just how great John Deacon is and how great the bass parts are that he writes. Another one bites the dust.
The Pink Invader. Spunky Turnpipe. Adolf.
The person who made me want to play guitar in the first place was actually Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. I was about 15 and I was at school, and I was the kid, the maths kid who did a bit of his homework to avoid getting beaten up. And it became apparent to me suddenly that all my mates and people around me were suddenly playing instruments and hanging out with girls, and I wanted some of that. So I decided to become a drummer, and then we found out how much drum kits cost, so I decided to become a guitarist instead. It was really Mark Knopfler who made me see it through and pursue it. So I learnt a load of Dire Straits stuff, and then after that it was Brian May and Eric Clapton, my early influences, and then after that Eddie Van Halen and Slash and Steve Vai and Satriani. But initially it was Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits.
Second Rob Afuto, drummer from Skid Row, and has the most amazing nose, even more amazing than my own horrific honker.
So it might be a classic rock kind of bass line, like in kind of Magic.
Ultra fuck bastard.
Derek Cockbacon.
King Herod's ugly nan.
So I started a band and played keyboards in it, and very soon afterwards realised that I'd got it all wrong and keyboards are for idiots and it's only guitar that's cool. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm 37 now and I was right. I kind of keyed into the person that I'd always been listening to as a guitarist, and that was Brian May. So I would cite Dave Bryan May. Dave Brian May is my reason for being into rock. Thank you.
Why did you start drumming? What made you pick up your drumsticks and start and think, I want to be a drummer? Apart from the fact you couldn't play any instrument.
Oh, easy. Guns N' Roses and Mike Borden, actually, because I remember watching him on The Word and they were playing Be Aggressive. I saw him and I thought, he is probably the most powerful drummer, most interesting man. Watching him play, and he went on and did so many great things. I'm very grateful, very grateful that he became a part of my life.
What would you cook Mike Borden?
I would probably cook Mike Borden a beef bourguignon.
Who's my favourite guitarist? Well, people used to say to me when I was learning to play, when I was younger, they'd say, oh, who's the best guitarist in the world then? Is it this guy or that one? And I'd always have to say, well, it doesn't really work like that. They don't hand out awards, there's no ranking system, it's just all subjective, you know. Of course, these days that's not the case anymore. Best guitarist in the world is Guthrie Govan, and that's just a hard fact. There's nothing you can do about it. My favourite player, though, I would say, is Slash. Given everything he's done from Guns N' Roses through Slash's Snake Pit and Velvet Revolver up to his solo stuff, time and time again he just chucks out the best rock music. He's an incredible player, he's pure rock and roll. And for that reason, and all those reasons, I think he's definitely my favourite player. Biscuit.
Who's the most overrated drummer in the history of drumming?
Lars Ulrich.
And why is that?
He's a cunt.
I just died on my ass tonight.
You might get a kind of walking bass line like you do in Crazy Little Thing Called Love. So yeah, for me, the most influential bass player is John Deacon.
Hurting adults. Wing Commander, shitting my boots.
Crispy Judd Nelson. Hilary Bun Farmer. Neil's elderly girlfriend.
You're a bastard, but I like it.
Give us a 3, 2, 1.
Perfectly happy to be outdone on that.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah! I threw it over my ear. I don't know how that happened. It was jolly funny.
Oh fuck, there are bits in it and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Bone and shit. Who's the most overrated bass player?
George Harrison.
He wasn't the bass player for the Beatles. It was Paul McCartney.
Yeah, wait. We can edit that, it's fine.
No, don't admit it.
Yeah, I won't, but we can.
Who's the most overrated bass player that isn't George Harrison? It wasn't
Paul
bass
McCartney.
I'm Santa, and Santa this year is from Leeds, and that is a generic Leeds accent, so do not worry. This is a present that has here written on it the name Paul. Who claims the name Paul?
Powell.
Is that you?
I am the power of Powell.
Come up and say hello. Hello.
No, I don't want to say hello to you.
Well, you're not a kid, don't worry.
Powell has got his present now. Powell.
It's almost RSPC.
Excellent. And this is from Clovis, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. Yes, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's quite good. Nice.
Yeah. I fucking love it. Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Yo! We're still Indigo down, and this is still our second Christmas message.
Overrated guitarist. Stefan Grappelli.
He's not a guitarist.
Do
you mean Stephen Dennis? He wasn't a guitarist either. He was Paul Robinson in Neighbours, and then he was gonna make you feel good. Do you mean? No, you don't mean him. So what do you mean?
John Lennon is obviously overrated. I think it's fair to say that the Beatles never wrote a good song.
This here, some kind gentleman has asked me to give you this. Hey, Merry Christmas. Ha! Have you been a good boy this year?
Yes.
Can you give me an example of how you have?
You got by saying no to strangers who offer me sweeties from class.
You got someone pregnant?
I was going to say, you shot your beans up someone's mouth. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Oh, that was valuable. That was malleable.
Malleable.
Oh, it is now.
Is it one of the same ones?
Yes. I wonder who. I wonder.
Can you give us a quote from it? You're a fucking dick, mate.
You're a fucking.
Say you're a fucking dick.
Oh, I thought you were calling me a dick.
Dick, mate.
Mate.
And I'm not being a dick about this, I'm really not. But the Beatles, Smeagol's, because they were no good. They were no good. They spouted off a lot of nonsense about strawberries and love and yellows and marines, you know, and that's nice, that's great for them, but it's no good for anyone else. Ever.
This must be for Clovis.
Who's Clovis?
Nobody knows.
I know who it is, so I'll pass it on to him.
Secret
Would you,
Secret Clovis again?
Clovis, would you, or representative of Clovis, would you be kind enough to pass this prisoner from the Count Gentleman to Clovis?
I shall.
Have you been a good boy this year?
No.
Have you shot your beans up anyone's mouth?
No. Yeah, well, yes.
Anyone we know?
Yes.
Good.
I think it might be a football.
Yeah, who does the football play for?
Sports.
Correct!
Sports United!
Sport! It's sherry.
Oh,
This year,
very
give the
festive.
gift of sherry.
Confirming that Clive is singularly the oldest man in the band. The bottle of sherry.
It's a particularly good.
It's particularly good 30-year-old sherry.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Thank you very much, whoever may have bought that for me, Jess.
Hey!
Pleased about your age.
Can we move on now to the most overrated vocalist? See, this is an easy one. Bruce Springsteen might as well go and fuck himself. And his dad, and his mum, and his nan, and all the E Street band, because he's a fucking horrible, shitty cunt.
This
Must
must
be for the generic gentleman from Leeds.
Generic is quite right. It's from Santa to Jez to Cax. To Cax. I'm going to answer to that name.
Alright, Peacock.
Is it food? It's not food. Oh, it's a cheese and chutney selection. I love Secret Clovis. Oh, Martin.
Ah,
That's you, isn't it? It must
yes.
be.
Who does that cabbage think he is?
David's fat tongue. Feral children.
It's the sorceress, you boob!
Come in.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Who do you think is the most overrated guitarist?
No. It's a very interesting question. I would say that is Thiege.
Thiege.
Thiege is probably the most overrated guitarist of all time.
Who's Thiege? You mean
Oh, some people know him as The Edge, but I always thought that it was one word. He's a U2 guitarist.
Right.
Gentle tit.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all right. Are we done?
Yeah.
Lovely. I'll get back to that. Oh, thanks. Bye.
Wonderful.
Can I surprise you all at this point and say that this year there is a secret Clovis? In my back pocket I have for you all a copy of Roadkill by Skid Row.
Hey! Secret Clovis! Secret Clovis! Is it okay if an ostrich shits on your car?
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Man, the airport stinks of shit around here. Hey, have you ever noticed the airport stinks of shit around
It's okay for the bottom of the plane. It's okay.
This is my cross. It holds my shoulders down. Slows my pace. It's hard to get around. I survive and the rain. Become the shepherd warming to the land. Oh, not even the light.
Thirdly, I will say to you, Mike Borden from Faith No More. Fourthly, I shall say Eric Delaney, big band jazz drummer from 1940 to now hopefully dead. I don't want to be rude about it, but I really hope that he's dead now because he's a bald idiot. Fifthly, I would probably say the drummer for Ackerbilt. Ackerbilt's drummer has had to put up with Ackerbilt for the last 40 years. If a man can do that, then I feel like he must be some sort of superhero. All of these people are my favourite drummers.
Clive,
Yes?
who, in your opinion, is the most overrated guitarist in the history of guitarists?
I don't know in the history of guitarists. My current bait noir is Joe Bonamassa. He's getting right on my tits.
Explain.
I've got lots of friends who play guitar, lots of friends who don't. All of them are going, oh, Joe Bonamassa is brilliant. He's like the second coming, he's reinvigorated guitar music. And all I hear is rehashed Jimmy Page. Over and over again.
Yeah.
Rehashed Page, a little bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan, a couple of Hendrix licks, all played. He's not a bad impersonator. He's not out of tune.
He's not Guthrie Govan, though, is he?
But well, quite. No one is, including Guthrie Govan. Bonamassa, I don't get it. I'm not saying he's shit. I'm just saying I don't get it.
Clive, fuck off.
You heard it here first.
Gosh, should know better.
To lie to one as beautiful as you.
We've been Indigo Down, and that was our second Christmas message.
Bye.
Bye. Gerald's a twat.
I need a wee.
Toodaloo.
Thanks for coming.
If you came.
If you came.
Did you?
No, don't be a and ruin it.
You fucking
Listen, less of the sailor talk.